I recently came across Fable, which is a social app described to be for bookworms and binge watchers alike. It's a community-based app where you can join different book clubs, create your own book club, or even join clubs about your favorite TV shows. Recently, I was scrolling through the app, and when I went to add a book onto my want-to-read list, I noticed that there was a little birdie icon. This bird is called Scout, is their AI scout who will help us find another book to read. So, in this video, I'm going to be letting Fable or Scout choose the books that I read. The guy is just so mean. I think that was like the most interesting part for me. Like, very happy with how that turned out. Okay, let's see what book that Scout chooses for me to read first in this video. I'm excited, but I'm hoping it's something already on my shelf. We'll see what happens. So let's get him to choose something for me. Okay, I don't have summer reading on my shelf. I don't even remember when I put this on my want to read, but it's not summer, it's like getting colder here. So I think I'm gonna choose the next pick just to get something off my shelf, or at least something that like I'm in the mood to read, or like seasonal reading kind of thing, you know? Okay, Bryn and Sebastian hate each other. I actually have this on my shelf and I've been wanting to read it. I think this is our first book of the video. This one follows Bryn and Sebastian. Bryn is a sunny morning show host and Sebastian is a cynical ex-reporter. Bryn is the girl next door beauty who drives up TV ratings while never exuding anything but her trademark positivity. All it took was one huge on-air mistake to expose her snarky side to the world. Now she's back in her hometown of Adelaide Springs, Colorado in a last-ditch attempt to convince viewers she's not the mean girl they think she is. Sebastian was a superstar reporter with a reputation for being the center of action. Coverage of major events around the globe was winning him awards and accolades until something inside him snapped and he sought refuge in tiny Adelaide Springs. Sebastian is assigned to chauffeur Bryn around town. She'll just have to charm Sebastian the same way she charmed her viewers. Easier said than done. It's no picnic to play nice around someone you hate, especially when you might be crazy about them. Hello guys, I have done a little morning workout, showered, got ready for the day. I was gonna go make a smoothie, but then I realized we ran out of milk and that was that. So I have some grapes that I'm gonna eat, just a quick little something to eat after a workout. And I have been reading and listening to Bryn and Sebastian hate each other, a love story. I'm only like 40 pages in, so it is okay so far. Like I feel like the setup of the scene and just like getting to know the characters, there's like a lot of information being thrown at me, I feel like, especially in terms of Sebastian when we got his POV, which I'm glad that there's like his and her POV. I really enjoy when there's like both POVs. There's like a lot about Sebastian that we're learning, so that's been like a lot of information being thrown at me. The book starts straight into like the morning show segment, the show that she's on. I think it's called Sun Up, and she's basically like riffing with her co-host and stuff. They're reading off the teleprompter. She kind of makes a bit of a mistake, I guess if you call it. Like the teleprompter isn't working, so they kind of have to like think of things on the spot, and then she doesn't realize she's live and she like says a bit of a snarky comment about her hometown, and yeah, essentially it kind of stems from there, and she decides to go to her hometown and make amends and just like, I guess, make America love her again. And then you get to see Sebastian's point of view. He is on the city council there. Like it's such a small town, and like they are trying to like find ways to fund their town, and like it's just really hard. They don't have many, I guess amenities as well. Like they don't have many amenities, not many attractions, like apart from obviously like just driving through like Colorado, because it would be beautiful, but besides that, like they don't really have many things. So they're trying to bring back this like town, I don't know what it's called, it's like a town festival, stuff like that. So there's like a lot going on, and there's like a lot of information about the town being thrown at me. So there's like a lot of information in the first 4 like chapters. I feel like she's like really trying to set the scene and like give as much like background info about the characters, and I feel like usually you learn that throughout the story. I feel like I'm enjoying it. Like I feel like it's like a fun story. I can see this being like a movie of like someone making a mess on national TV and having to go back to their hometown and apologize, and like there's like a grumpy journalist who doesn't believe her and just kind of wants the best for the town, and he like, yeah, I don't know, and they have like a romance. I don't know, I can see this being a movie, like a Netflix movie. I don't know why. We've already got introduced to a lot of people in the town and stuff, so I'm hoping there's like less information about the town now and more about like just like the story of her coming in and like making amends and meeting Sebastian, because you know that's their love story. So I'm just curious to see how it goes, but apart from that, so far so good. I'm gonna keep reading and I'll give you updates as I go. Hello guys, I have a bit of an unfortunate update, which is that I'm not gonna be finishing this book. I'm gonna be DNFing it. I just am not enjoying it. I feel like it's like really dragging. There is just so much telling, not showing, and it's just like getting too much. Like there's just like so much information, but like it's information that can be shown to us in a different way. Like I'd rather it be like through the characterization or through like, I don't know, explaining the characters better or like the relationships better essentially, but done very well. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know, it's just like not doing it for me. And besides all of that, I can get over like getting all the information, but I just feel like the guy is just so mean. He doesn't know Bryn. He doesn't know anything really about her. He's just sort of made assumptions about her because of this like blunder that she made. But that means Scout gets to choose another book for us, which I'm very excited about, and I'm hoping it's much better than this one. So let's see what he chooses for us. No way, I'm so excited. I was literally just telling my boyfriend I hope Scout chooses Great Big Beautiful Life, and he did. I cannot believe he just did that. I am so excited. This has been on my shelf and I can't believe I like haven't read it. I feel like when Funny Story came out, I was like reading that as soon as the package came, but I was holding off because I feel like, I don't know, I was waiting for the right mindset to read it, and I've been wanting to read it, so I am so glad. Thank you, Scout, for choosing Great Big Beautiful Life. That's gonna be our next read. I'm so happy about that. Just started filming this, and I'm so glad I caught on to it before I started like recording way more, but it was all in slow-mo. Anyway, basically what I was saying was I've been really busy with work, and I've had a few workshops for the past few days, and so work's been really busy. I have been reading, but I haven't been able to come and give you updates. I am reading Great Big Beautiful Life, and I'm so happy that I have a new Emily Henry book in my hands. It's making me so happy. Like, it's genuinely, the way she writes is just so beautiful to me, and just the way she does like the metaphors and the likeness of two different things is just done so well. And I'm just so glad to be back with her writing, because I'm really liking Alice and Hayden's sort of friendship at the moment. I feel like they do have a lot of tension between them, and they kind of have a lot of tension straight off the bat, and I wouldn't say it's insta-lovey, to be honest. I think it's just very much tension filled, I feel like, and I like the way they're getting to know each other because they know they can't really cross like a line since they're both kind of vying for the same job with Margaret. And I know that some people didn't really like the fact that we're looking into Margaret's story and like her life and her family and stuff, but I think that is so interesting. I'm pretty intrigued with what's going on with Margaret and like what happened in her relationship with Cosmo, and I think we're at a good point of like kind of segueing into where we've gotten a lot of background about like her family. I'm really excited to continue reading. That's kind of my preliminary thoughts, I guess. I finished Great Big Beautiful Life last night and I really enjoyed it. Like, it was so good, the ending, just like how it all came together and like kind of like the big plot twist in Margaret's life and everything. Like, I loved it so much. I ate it up. Like, I kind of like expected it to go in that way, but I don't know, I was still so shocked when I read it. Like, I was like pleasantly surprised, very happy with how it turned out, and like just like the epilogue part of it was really beautiful. And I just like love that they had this like community that like formed essentially, and I really enjoyed it, guys. I'm not gonna lie, I know people have had issues with this book and haven't loved it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I loved like Margaret's story. I think that was like the most interesting part for me. Like, Alice and Hayden's relationship was good, I'll talk about it in a sec, but for Margaret's side of the story and like her life and hearing about like her family and just like everything, it was just so interesting. It was done really well in my opinion, and like just like learning about this American dynasty family, essentially like everything that they did to like support each other, but also like they just like lost out on so much and they all had so many flaws that just like carried through the generations and stuff like that. It was just very interesting to see, and definitely like, I don't know, I really enjoyed that aspect. And then coming back to Alice and Hayden, I did like their relationship. There was so much tension, so much angst, and like it was just a lot. But I will say that I wish it was like a little bit more slow. I don't know, I feel like everything happened really quickly between them as well, and I think that kind of like not pulled me out of the story because I was like still very much like loving the tension and everything, but I think it just happened very quickly. And I feel like Emily usually writes men that like really yearn, and I feel like I didn't get that. Like, he was still yearning for her, but things just progressed so quickly between them, like their relationship, like they were, you know, in love in a very short amount of time, and obviously they were spending a lot of time together because of whatever situation they were in, but still like it just was quite quick, I feel like. But besides that, like I didn't have any notes. Like, I really liked Hayden, I liked Alice. I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed, and I knew I would have. I'll come back when the next book is chosen. I'll let you know what Fable has decided for me to read next. I am reading Promised Me Sunshine. As you guys know, I'm really glad that Fable chose this one for me. I think I did try to read this one recently, and for some reason I just wasn't into it like within the first few pages, but like reading it now, because I think I soft DNF'd it then, but reading it now, I'm like really enjoying it so far. Like I'm only about like 50 pages in, so like not much is happening. It's sort of just like the scene between what's happened with Lenny and her best friend, and then we met Miles and Ainsley, which is the girl that she's like looking after and stuff. I really like seeing how like Lenny is as a babysitter. Like she's just so patient, and like the way that she is just effortless with kids, and so far I'm just like really enjoying that part, and seeing her like sort of building a relationship with Ainsley. I assume that like she goes on to do regular work for Ainsley, and that's how like she stays in touch with Miles. I'm not too sure. I assume that's how it's gonna work, but yeah, I feel like it's really nice. And I feel like the first introduction we get of Miles, like you just don't like him, but there is a soft side to him, and it's like already showing that he wants to like help her like kind of deal with the grief that she's going through, just in like little things that he's said and done, even though he's like quite blunt and a bit of a moody broody kind of guy. He like has so far already stepped up in little ways to like just be there for her, even though he doesn't know her at all. And yeah, like he's only met her a few days ago, just be like nice to her. And I feel like, I don't know, I'm excited to see how that grows, and just like even their friendship kind of grows. And I think, I don't know, I like the premise of it, and I think it's really sweet, just like kind of having the little flashbacks of Lenny's friendship with her best friend. And I don't know, it's really sweet so far, and I really like the way Cara Bustone writes. I don't know, I feel so immersed into the story. Every author has their own way of writing, and it's just so crazy to me how like distinct it is when I'm like going from like an Emily Henry book to like this author, and I can like pick up on their nuances. I'm just enjoying it so far, so I'm keen to like keep reading, and I'll let you guys know if I have any more thoughts. But yeah, I mean, I'm only 50 pages in, but so far so good. So happy that I got to read this book. It was such a wonderful read. I have not read anything by Cara Bustone, but you best believe I'll be picking up her other works as well, because I genuinely enjoyed this so much. It was such a like heartwarming kind of read. Like yes, of course it's dealing with a very heavy topic of grief, and like trying to find yourself and come out of the grief and not let it like fully consume you, or like let it consume you. You feel the feelings and then kind of find your way back to yourself essentially. But I feel like it was just done so well. I love how the grief was depicted, because I feel like it's so real the way it was depicted, like kind of just like losing yourself and finding so many distractions to like avoid thinking about the person, thinking about what happened, and just like avoid any like real life responsibilities essentially. And I really enjoyed Cara Bustone's writing. I love the MMC, I love the FMC, like both of them were just my favorites. I love them both, and I don't know, I just like really enjoyed this one. Miles, the MMC, is genuinely the sweetest person to ever exist, and I just love how he took Lenny under his wing and was just able to be there for her and like let her know that she was his priority. I just think that he did it in such a caring, kind way to like let her know that she's got like a shoulder to cry on, or someone in her corner essentially, like going through what she's going through, and him having kind of like the experience of having to deal with it before. It's just done really well. It's just really sweet to see how he took care of her and kind of helped her like find her way back to herself, and not really like in a way that he helped her find out who she was or anything. I just like that he was like the supporting anchor for her as she was kind of like making moves and kind of just coming back to herself. And I really love that narrative. I love that he helped her socialize and make new friends, and like, I don't know, just find what was important to her essentially, and that was community, and he helped her find that. And I just thought that was really sweet. And Lenny is one of my favorite FMCs. I think she's so badass, and I think she literally went through so much, and I can't even imagine going through what she has gone through. But I just like loved her character, and I love that little snippet to her personality just like stayed through, even through everything she was going through. Like she didn't really care about what people thought. She didn't really care about like what she wore, anything like that. Obviously that's like not even important, but like I just like loved her personality, and I loved her like quirkiness, but like the fantasizing and stuff, because I feel like that's just so real. And I really enjoyed this one, so I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars. I absolutely loved it, and I'm so excited to pick up, I think, Ready or Not by her. I am very happy that I read this one. So thank you so much, Fable, for picking this off my TBR list. But now that I have you here, we're gonna pick out the next book on my TBR as well. Okay, let's see what Fable will pick next for me to read. Okay, we got Beg, Borrow or Steal. I'm so happy that this chose this. I'm so excited to read this one. I've actually been wanting to read it and I'm so glad that I got to read it. So that's our next book of the video, Beg, Borrow or Steal. Beg, Borrow or Steal. I keep thinking it's Beg, Borrow and Steal, but it's all, and I don't know why that keeps throwing me off. I did read it last night and I was reading on the train this morning and also on the way home, and then at work I was also audiobooking it. So I was reading it throughout the day here and there, so I'm very glad that I did that and I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm finding it really fun at the moment, like between like the banter that they have going on. I don't really know if I talked about like what follows or who it follows, but it follows Emily and Jack. And Emily is one of the sisters from the Walker family. The first book is based off Noah and Amelia, and Emily is Noah's sister essentially, so they're all kind of getting their own book. And the second one had Annie, which was also obviously Noah's sister, and so this one is following Emily and Jack, and they're both teachers and they've basically had this like rivalry or like just kind of hate each other since like college essentially. They've always just been at each other's throat and pulling at each other's hair essentially. Like they're just always kind of like being like very snarky to each other, and I want to say banter, but I don't know if that's the right word, but like they're always like bickering essentially. That's the word, that's what I'm looking for, bickering all the time. And yeah, I really like how it started off so far. We kind of got back into the town and I actually really love the town that it's set in. It's set in this town called Rome, Kentucky, and it just is really cute. I just like love how every single person in the town is in everybody's business, and it's just so funny and it makes for very entertaining obviously side characters. So I really love that aspect and like that small town aspect essentially. So I've been really enjoying that, and then also just seeing Jack and Emily kind of like go at each other. He's kind of come back into the town because he's got a job and he broke off his engagement with his fiance and stuff, and like basically he is just like a very charming person, and she hates that he's moved into the town, and she has just basically kind of rallied the town to like hate him essentially, kind of like shun him to the corner. I really like their dynamic, that with them bickering all the time. I think it's like really fun just like seeing their back and forth, and I feel like they're like the only two people that they can kind of like be their true selves and be snarky with. But like with everyone else, like Emily is very like kind of like structured. She lives a very like, I don't know, type A personality person over there, and then Jack is like a very charming, very kind kind of guy, and like he knows how to kind of like win people over. And but when they're together, like always at each other, and it's actually quite funny to read. And like I don't know, I just really like their bickering and like bantering style, so I'm really enjoying that dynamic as well. But it's like also got other aspects of Emily's personality. She is writing a book, he's also an author but under like a pen name I think, and so they've kind of got that in common. Not that it's come out yet, but I think it will come out over time, and I think he'll help her write her book. Emily's also kind of like dealing with like being not the older sister, she's not the oldest sibling, but like just like kind of being the one that like keeps the family grounded and like gets everything done for them essentially. And she's feeling like not very needed because everyone's kind of like found their partner, or like even her other sister who's in New York, like she's kind of settled in New York and like they're not as close as they used to be. And so she's kind of dealing with that and like not having her own person or like her own hobbies essentially, because she spent so much time like being there for her siblings and like taking them under her wing. So I'm keen to see how like that progresses, and I'm assuming Jack is going to help her with it and kind of help her, you know, with her book and like figure out what she likes and what she wants to do and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm excited to keep reading, and yeah, so far so good. I'm enjoying it. It's actually just so fun. But yeah, so far so good. I'm really enjoying it and I'm excited to keep reading and see what happens. But that's my update for now. Hello guys, it's been a few days days since I've spoken to you. I've been slowly reading Beg, Borrow, or Steal. I'm like really enjoying this one. I think it's been like the perfect kind of read that I wanted. It had the chemistry, the tension, and I'm just like really enjoying it so far. I think I have about like 100 pages left, but I love seeing how Emily and Jack are kind of becoming friends. It's just really cute, and I also just like love that they bicker. Like that is just one thing that won't change. Like no matter what, they're always like having this banter and bickering with each other, and it's just, I don't know, I really like that because I feel like that's like, you know, if you can be comfortable enough with someone to be like bickering with them about silly little things and just having that banter, like it means you're so comfortable with them. And like because of things that happened in Jack's life, for example, like his father and like the person that he is and like and what kind of environment he grew up in, he kind of like shields himself from like showing his real personality to people, and Emily's like the only person that he can like be his true self with. And the same goes for Emily because she's like the older sister, and so she has to just take care of everyone. You know, if you're an older sister, you understand like that struggle that you have where you just want to make sure everything's okay and you're kind of worrying about everybody else. I think things are kind of coming to an end. I feel like it's kind of wrapping up, well obviously because I'm like towards the end of the book, but I'm kind of hoping there's no third act breakup. I hope there isn't because I don't know, like they're kind of like in a really good place right now, so I'm worried that something's gonna happen. So anyway, I'll keep you updated if there is, or I'll let you know once I finish the book and stuff. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying this one, and I thought I would like tell you guys like some little things where I feel like Jack has just proven to be the man. Like he's just so cute and so sweet. Basically something happens and she sends an email to someone that shouldn't have gotten this email, and she wants Jack to kind of fix it. Basically she like talks to him, she's like super drunk at this point, and she's calling him, and then he's just like, calm down, like what is it that I can do? And he says, I'm listening, Emily, what do you need? And then she says, I need you to fix it. And he says, name it, I'll do it for you. Sorry, I don't know, it was just so sweet. And there's like so many little things like that he says that's really cute. And there's one that I just read, oh my god, they're having like a really sweet moment and talking about like their childhood and stuff. That's kind of the part where I was up to. And then he says, you're not alone, Emily, I would walk through my worst memories to get to you every single time. Sorry, it's like I'm giggling and kicking my feet when I'm reading this. It's just really sweet and wholesome, and again, like I love the town, I love everyone. I like seeing like the little snippets of the other couples from the first two books, like Amelia and Noah and Annie and Will, so I like that. It's also obviously hinting towards Maddie and James, which is the next book. So yeah, you can say I'm like really enjoying this. So I'm gonna continue reading and I'll let you guys know. I'll probably come back once I'm finished because I don't know if there's like much else happening. Recording and I kept reading, I literally got into like where the third act breakup would be. Like I said, I expected this to happen because things just happened to be perfect. Like things just were falling into place, kind of, well, not falling into place, like they kind of like just had a really good time and a really good moment, and it was building up to something more. And yeah, I just knew this was gonna happen. I just knew this was gonna happen. And I get it from Emily's point of view. She's like worked really hard, and like this is just, you know, like there's just been things that have been snowballing in her head a little bit, like things have been adding up. And so like another one, especially this one being like more of a professional one, she was just like, yeah, it's just like the wrong time for this to happen. But anyway, I'm gonna keep reading. I knew this was gonna happen. And if you guys have watched my videos, you know I hate a third act breakup kind of thing, or like just not even a breakup, it's not like they're actually dating, but like just a third act something happening where like they're just going to avoid each other essentially. I don't know, I'm just like not very happy with how that turned out. Like it was going really well so far, and I wish it was something else, and I wish it was something that brought them closer, because there's already other things that like, I don't know, have been affecting Emily already, and I wish it was like something like that where he could be her support person. But anyway, I'm gonna keep reading and hopefully this is sorted out. Well, it should be sorted out in the next 100 pages or something. But anyway, I'm gonna keep reading and I'll come back if I have any more updates to say. Hello guys, it's been a little bit since I finished reading Beg, Borrow, or Steal, and I thought I would just sit on my thoughts a little bit and come back to you, but I think I sat on them long enough. I think I'm gonna give this one 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed this up until the third act breakup, and I feel like if you saw, I I just couldn't deal with that third act breakup. Like, I understand why it needed to happen, and I understand like they just kind of needed to like adjust and like, I don't know, have a little bit of time to process things, and like a lot of things happen in succession, but I feel like it just wrapped up so quickly. That being said, that is the end of this video. Thank you to Scout who picked out Great Big Beautiful Life, Promise Me Sunshine, Beg Borrow Steal. Thank you so much, because you know they turn out to be good reads. And that's all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know if you're going to be using this little feature if you end up using the Fable app. And that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye.